formerly trained in New Zealand. TAB number 16 is Peep on the Sly. There's Saintly, my tip. Number 15 in the black and white checks and the yellow sleeves. Big horse. He won the Carbine Club Stakes here on Derby Day, and I think he's made giant strides since.
Yeah, he's a very rangy horse. There's Peep on the Sly, Sandown Guineas winner.
Yeah, he got up to beat Saintly in the Sandown Guineas. And there, of course, is Jean W. Harris. They're all in. Here's John Russell.
Line is good. Waiting for the light. There it is. Set, off and running in the Australian Cup. A good even start too, with the exception of Jean, who missed it a couple of lengths. It's a conspicuous last, settling into stride, and Viali, one of the early leaders. Campaign Warrior, Star Dancer out fast. So was Racer's Edge up towards the lead, followed by Nothing Like a Dane, who's trapped very deep along the riverside. He's going up past, further back there, Paris Lane, and back behind them over on the inside, Circles of Gold with Toiler. A length and a half further back is Starstruck, followed by Saintly. Over on the inside to Boarda. A length and a half, Dark Star on the inside of Peep on the Sly. They're followed by Pratara's Bay. Count Shivers is next to last, and Jean is last of all. Around the back, and Nothing Like a Dane takes up the running in the Australian Cup at the 1400. It's Nothing Like a Dane, a length and a half to Campaign Warrior. Close in behind them, Star Dancer, followed by Paris Lane. Viali's on the rails. Half a length further back is Racer's Edge, followed by Circles of Gold. In behind them, Saintly. Then Toil over on the inside, a length and a half to Boart, followed by Peep on the Sly. And they're followed by Starstruck, who's further back. Count Shivers is a long way off the leader. And Jean is commencing a run, and Pratara's Bay has dropped out to last, and well back is Dark Star. Nothing Like a Dane, the leader, as they went to the 1,000. Nothing Like a Dane, about a length clear. Campaign Warrior a second, a half length away. Over on the outside, moving up, just in behind them then is Paris Lane, and they're followed closely a bit further back in the field by Viali as they race near to the home turner, and back behind them then gaining ground. Saintly is coming to the picture, and Viali is just in behind them, and Racer's Edge is taking closer order. Peep on the Sly as they come around the home turn. 600 metres left to go. Nothing Like a Dane is the leader. Close up on the outside, going forward very quickly there into the picture is Dark Star with a good run, and he was followed by over on the inside Campaign Warrior. Saintly, Racer's Edge is not finding a great deal. Viali, Jean from a long way back. Nothing Like a Dane, the leader, being tackled in earnest now by Campaign Warrior, and over on the outside there Saintly is joining in. Star Dancer behind them, Paris Lane, and they're followed by Peep on the Sly. Saintly hit the front of the Australian Cup and is well clear in the final stages. Saintly drew away. Nothing Like a Dane can't go on. Peep on the Sly finishing on, but it's Saintly's Australian Cup. Saintly wins it well. Second home, I think, Viali. Peep on the Sly. Third, Circles of Gold. Nothing Like a Dane. And they were followed next by Pratara's Bay. Racer's Edge behind them, Toil. Followed by Count Shivers, never in the hunt, and well back to Star Dancer. Followed next there, well back behind them was Starstruck, followed by Paris Lane, and Jean is among the tail enders.
Yeah, little beauty boy, the Sydney Star Saintly, ridden by the Sydney champion jockey Darren Beedman. Had a big day in Melbourne today, and look at him stride away. He was 3 deep all the way, but Darren told me earlier in the day, he's such a long strider, you're better off being 3 wide travelling on him than being cluttered up, and oh, that's what you call a win. 4 lengths, Gary, and Viali, the imported horse, what a run he was. I think he's just going second placing there. There's Saintly stretching out.
Yeah, great run, Ken. He's a beautiful, rangy horse. Can only improve this horse, but Bart's given him a nice preparation. I thought Nick on the Run was a very good run.
Yeah, Saintly, all honours to Saintly. Simon O'Donnell, that's what a Sydney Star can do.
You're far too good a judge, you are, Ken. You're an absolute genius. You knew something we didn't. I'll tell you what, we're going to come back with knowing exactly what you're on right after the break.
Vote 1 Sam for the Gold Logie, so that'll be our election scheme. Will be not the federal election, will be the Logie.
You don't think we're taking this too seriously, are we? We've had 4 meetings this year already, and since the show's been going 2 years, we've had 3.
That's right. It's good, isn't it?
Hey?
Yeah. It's working.
Well, you're sure we're not the meeting doubt, are we?
Forging him to the line. This is a very smart racehorse.
Now, Jean, Simon, do you think Jean might be gone now?
Jean struggled. He had to move very early. Jean was moving about the 1,000 and coming 4 and 5 deep, so he would have struggled to sustain any sort of run for a long period of time, especially in the straight. Nothing Like a Dane didn't seem to be under pressure to me, so I would think the Connections and Gay Waterhouse would be quite disappointed with its run, because it really did have the run of the race and wasn't put under pressure.
And it was a strangely run race, wasn't it? Shane Dye got out the front on Nothing Like a Dane, and the pace seemed to be ebbing and flowing a little bit there, and when it came to it, well, Just nothing there.
Yeah,
for
just
nothing
not
like
quite. Yeah, look, it's really the race of the 3-year-olds. The winner's a 3-year-old Saintly, and then we've also got People on the Sly, a 3-year-old showing some form. So it's good to see those horses, the 3-year-olds, running so well. Saintly's paid $7.30 and $2.80. VRC, which has travelled about 4 nations of the world, is paid $4.80 to run second. And number 16, another 3-year-old, Peep on the Sly, Ed, has paid $7.20.
Yes, indeed. So another champion there, Saintly, going into the record books. And once again, Bart Cummings, as Simon said, the 11th Australian Cup. Darren Beedman winning his second, and for the second time, combining with Bart Cummings to do so. We'll be back with more, but let's have a look at some surf and turf, Simon.
Have the beach umbrella packed as we take you to the Gold Coast later this month for the Kellogg's Nutri-Grain Australian Surf Life-Saving Championships. Yes, the surf and sand flies on Nine's Wide World of Sports on March 30 and 31 as 5,000 competitors burn up Kurrawa Beach and churn up the surf in the quest for gold. The sprint stars will scorch the sand. The boat crews will bend their backs against the break. And Olympic standard swimmers will battle the waves in the surf events. And we'll bring you all the blue ribbon drama as the Iron Men and women pit their stamina and surfing skills against the best. Plus, on the Saturday afternoon, we'll take you to Rose Hill Gardens on Golden Slipper Day. You'll sample all the atmosphere and thoroughbred action of one of Australia's greatest racing events. So slap on the sunscreen and get ready to saddle up a winner on our Super Surf and Turf telecast, featuring the Golden Slipper and the Kellogg's Nutri-Grain Australian Surf Life-Saving Championships on the one and only Wide World of Sports.
Yes, well, if you didn't back the Cup winner, maybe you've had a bit of, well, you're looking for a bit of luck in race 7. But previous to going to race 7, we've had lots of visitors today. John Elliott came down earlier, and now we've been joined by Darren Beedman. And why wouldn't you be happy?
Oh, mate, it was an outstanding win. You know, he's such a big, bold striding horse, and it really suited me to sit 3 and 4 deep. And I had him covered 400 out from home, and it's great when you're sitting on a horse going as well as that, and you know you've got him that far covered from home.
Darren, amazing, a 3-year-old, and you were sitting wide in the race throughout, yet could still finish so powerfully over the older horses.
Yeah, he's a very good horse, and you know, Bart Cummings is, you know, what can you say, 11 Australian Cups. It's, you know, it's just an amazing feat on its own.
And 2 for you, Australian Cups, of course, Darren, and 2 today, so you've been in pretty good form.
Yeah, it's been, I've had a good season, and, you know, I just give all the glory to God.
Nothing like a Dane. Did you feel that you had that horse covered?
Yeah, I had him well covered, like 600 metres from home. I had just about every runner. I just wasn't sure what was behind me. I thought maybe Peep on the Sly might finish off, but you know, through riding the horse in his previous starts and watching me over his last couple of runs, he's a better horse held up, so that's why I held on him for as long as I could.
But during the run, you would have had a good look at a few of those horses inside, particularly nothing like a Dane that was winning. What did you see as your dangers as you came to the corner, and when did you think you had it wrapped up?
Well, it suited me over about the 1,000-metre mark when I went around Race's Edge, and I knew I had him covered and in a pocket, and then I just kept improving forward, and Paris Lane in front of me, and you know, Star Dance, who was back in on the fence, who I won the futurity on the other day, and all the main horses were covered in the race. I felt at the half-mile mark, and as I said, to be going on a horse as easy as that, 600 metres from home, it feels great.
Well, it could be a ripper Easter for you up in Sydney, because it's a ripper autumn so far in Melbourne.
Yeah, it's good. I've got, you know, Octagonal for the Derby and Juggler for the Doncaster, Salius for the Oaks. So I've got some really nicely, some nice crop of horses there to ride.
You'd be putting yourself in cotton wool.
Yeah, I don't want too many spills.
Good on you, Darren. Congratulations, mate. And Bart Cummings doing it once again, and Saintly, a tremendous horse. Well done today.
Good, thanks.
Good on you, Darren. Well done.
Thanks, mate.
Darren Beedman joining us here live at Flemington, a magnificent performance.